Okay, some ground rules. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining orlandobalvihar's Kids Biz event. We are very, very excited to have you here and can't wait for you what you're planning to bring on the July 29th. I am Aditi Gandhi. I'm one of the founders of the nonprofit organization Orlando Balvihar. We'll be presenting today the presentation about just to get you acclimated about the upcoming event. Before getting started and getting deep dive into what to expect, what stuff we are going to be covering, I just want to have a quick show of hands for those who may be attending for the first time. Just a show of hand. Awesome.
First time.
You can use your hand gestures using, awesome. Cool, so we have a couple of newbies here, so welcome. Thank you for joining. Again, a show of hands who may have attended a children's business fair elsewhere, but this is the first time with OBB. Okay, so you have attended before. Okay, perfect. That helped me gauge, understand what basically you have an experience, but because everybody runs and hosts it very, very differently, so there could be some changes, and of course, expectations are something we can always align on. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you all can see it. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Great. All right. So today we want to cover a little bit about us and share what we are all about. We are actually a nonprofit organization. We kicked it off in 2013. I know some of you may be just new to this organization, but we are based off of Central Florida. We conduct a lot of kids activities and events. Much of them are very, very reasonable price, probably not much of a cost to you. The cost that we actually present is to help carry some logistics and cover things of like insurance, venues, and stuff like that. But we try to lean a lot on our sponsors to cover those prices and provide a very valuable experience for you and your family. We've been doing it for many, many years. We are getting into a rhythm of doing repetitive annual functions or annual events. We have a spring 2 events that we are coming off of. One we did was an art fest along with the Lake Mary art competition. We did art workshops. Basically, our intent is to encourage some values and bring something which is greater than or not equivalent, but cannot be measured. Things like of nature from art, culture, and also things to help get your child independent. And I have 2 kids of my own, so I have similar kind of values that I want to inculcate to my kids. And that's how this organization started. It started with a bunch of volunteers having a similar mindset. So we always are looking for volunteers. So if you're interested to know more, you're more than welcome to reach out. This is not our first event. We have done this event multiple times now. I think this is more or less 4th or 5th. I've started to lose count from the children's business fair perspective. We are continuing to grow. Believe it or not, we are been getting requests that we should get into the rhythm of bringing more children's business fair. But we are, as I mentioned, just a bunch of volunteers trying to help bring the passion, but maintain the quality. So we will try to keep it at an annual basis. If our bandwidth allows, we will try to bring more. We are essentially started with the 3 founding members. Here's just a small little brief details about who we are. We have our permanent jobs that we do. I myself work with electronic arts. I'm a development director, released video games. I know a lot of people are interested in that. I can talk about video games on the sidebar whenever we meet. With me, I have a lot of helping hands, Shilpa, Meenakshi, and we have a core group of volunteers who help us each year. So if you're interested to becoming part of the board, you're more than welcome. We have our board meetings where we kind of discuss and collaborate as to how we can help and get better each time. Again, we will be providing the video recording to those who are attending and those who cannot attend, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm sharing a picture here from the last event as to give you some synopsis of how we have evolved and how the past events have been. Most of these things have been shared on Facebook, so if you're not following on Facebook, I highly encourage you to do so. That's our best medium to stay connected and socialize with folks. Again, we had about 100, close to 100 booth participants that registered, out of which about 80 people showed up on the day of. 120 participants in total. It was very well received event within the community that we conducted last time. We had a small children business fair in the fall of November. We just did it in 2 weeks, and we had about 24 booths at that time. So this time again, we call this as a summer annual event of Children Business Fair. We invite a lot of prestigious VIP guests, including the mayors and the commissioners of the city, to help see it firsthand. So you will have a lot of limelight on the day of as to what you're selling, how you're selling. We will be having some booth competitions again this year to help encourage creativity, uniqueness, concepts, and help mentor your child as we set this stage up. So again, some similar highlights. I can share the link here. So if you're interested to, or maybe later, to see what other booths were set up, to get some ideas as well. So goals for tonight would be to give you a highlight of what to expect at the fair. If you have a question and things that you are waiting on, don't hesitate, just put it in the chat or even raise your hand. I'm watching, and we have some folks here watching the chat constantly. So please do, I welcome all the questions. I rather have you go home with all your questions answered. We will talk about business concept. If your child is still struggling, or you're still struggling with the idea, what should I bring? I mean, what would be the best? How do I make those dollars? I have a very good, unique story. Some kids are repetitive here, and they can probably share too. Most of the kids made an average of at least $50+, and these are on the lower side of the spectrum. We heard some booths last year even made $800. And again, I'm just giving you some ideas about how people are making those money. The intent is not that. Don't go beyond the dollar amount. If you're setting this up for the first time, use this as an experience that you will take for a long, long time. I see some questions are coming about the booths and tables. Definitely, we will be getting to that, but we are not being, one change we are doing this year, we cannot provide tables because the number of booths that we are setting up, we are requesting everybody to bring their own table. Preferred would be 6 feet. We will be providing chairs, 2 chairs to each booth. So again, I'll take up more questions as we go along. Thank you, Piper. Thanks for taking the notes. We will also go through how to get started, give you advice, and how to prepare for that big day. Again, this is just the first step towards meeting and greeting and knowing each other. Towards the tail end, right before we have the final booth, July 29th, maybe within 2 weeks spectrum, we'll have another Q&A session. So if you're still waiting on some questions, you need support, we'll be there to answer questions as well. We are hoping to make it in person. So please be aware we are still working on that, and we'll show you or share more as it comes through. So what do you need to know? Let's get started. We request all the children to do the work. Yes, believe it or not, this is their area. I know parents do get excited as well. I was one of those parents at one time when we wanted to get things done, make it right, make it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's an experience. Think about it as a hobby, if you will. If you start helping them out, you're basically taking away from their experience. So let them plan it out. Let them brainstorm. You can help support them in brainstorming, but let the unique idea be theirs. They need to come up with the concept. They need to start understanding the role of being independent business owner here. This fair is going to be held in Millview Middle School in Longwood. The address is on the website, but if you're still needing some guidance around the navigation, I'm happy to share. The fair will be open to public from 12 to 5. We request you to be there at 10 a.m. Before that, leading up to that particular fair, we will let you know what your booth numbers are, what the map of the location where you will be when you come in at 10 a.m. We will get you checked in and signed in. One of the volunteers will walk you to the hall, give you a lay of the land and say, this is where you have to set it up, and you bring the things over. We are checking with the school facilities to see if we can start the check-in earlier. I'll keep you posted on that, but right now 10 a.m. is what we are planning to start the check-in process. Between 11 to 12, we invite our guests, and those are judges, guest speakers. They'll be taking the round. As you may be still working to set up, don't worry about it. They won't ask questions that time. The questionnaire from the judges will come when you have all set it up, and when the fairs will be ready to be opened up to the public. Chief guests are there to help encourage you, help support you, help understand the community needs, and have just to say hello and see how they're doing. That's all they need. Even if you're busy setting up, don't worry about it. We encourage you to start inviting your family, friends, even strangers, your neighbors, basically. Start printing your flyers, go around the neighborhood and encourage you to attend. Believe it or not, best network happens from word of mouth. So start working that out. Put it on the next door parents. Encourage people to attend. We really want everybody to get to know about this. We are also working to advertise it a lot this year compared to last year. We'll be putting flags in. We already have the banner up in the school. The flags will go out so that people who are just on the road of Ronald Reagan will probably know there's a fair on that day or on that particular Saturday, so people would be aware. So we'll be doing a lot of advertising this year. There will be award ceremony towards the end. Time is TBD, depending on our chief guest. Most likely our idea is to do it around between 3 to 4, so that before you start wrapping up, we keep some time for bartering. Now that word barter may be new to some of you. Barter means once you have sold it out, you have just a few items left, you still want to explore. We encourage kids to go booth to booth towards the end. They need to understand too what other people are selling. They want to buy too. They have made some money. They want to also buy stuff around. So we reserve the last hour to help the kids go around. So parents, that's when we need to. When the kids are going around, man their booth. But please step into the child's shoe as they were. Learn from them how they were selling, try to sell it in the same way, same style, use the same kind of deals that they were doing. So between 4 to 5, right before we wrap up, that's what we try to encourage everybody to do, to go booth to booth and be the customers for other booths. We'll have a lot of kids between different categories and age groups, so encourage you to be open about the concept. There'll be a lot of businesses that may have an overlap. It's absolutely okay. We can have 5 lemon stands. How you can create your unique concept is by bringing your own uniqueness. You can make strawberry lemonade rather than the regular lemonade, or you can have deals, buy one get one free. Those kind of things, you can make it your own unique way. Again, we are expecting a lot of visitors. kiddos. So take care of yourself. You need to eat, you need to be well fed. This is going to be a long day for you. Have a good night's sleep before you actually come to the fair. Don't stress out. This is going to be fun. It's for you. Think about it as an exhibition, but you need to take care of yourself on that day. Because believe it or not, it's going to be 8+ hours for you to do the setup, sell it out, close the business, and wrap it up and enjoy. So that's what we want. The number one rule that I tell every kid, make sure that you're having fun. That's what this is about. We don't want to make it very stressful for you. If you're stressing out, reach out to your parents, reach out to your friends, reach out to us and let us know how we can help. So I see some questions coming up. Will we be able to see what the other booths are selling prior to sale? Will we have to bring our food? So we have some stalls that are selling food, so you can actually purchase right from there. And for the first question, so we will provide the names of the booths, not essentially their description. So some of the booths are very self-reflective of what they're selling, so you can get an idea. But we won't be able to divulge much more details prior to the event. So you'll have to kind of see by yourself once you are there. Hope that helps answer your question, Piper. Okay. All right, moving on. What we will provide, I know this question came up. We will provide you with almost an 8 by 6 feet area, enough space for you to have a 6 feet table. 2 chairs will be provided. You'll have to bring your own decorations. Tablecloth is a must. And also, we are not providing electricity anymore. I know some of you may have requested electricity. We have very limited spots, and because of the school guidelines, we can just have X number of electric outlets. So those are all sold out. So for those who may be registering now or even in future, we are not accepting any electric requests. So for those who may have requested it already, please be on a lookout for an email with some requests. We'll be requesting extension cords, some liability things along the way, because we don't want to take that liability. It's a big hassle for us, but we want to make sure that it's smooth for you as well. So be on a lookout for that email coming through from us. It's just making sure that we sign up a liability form and you get the extension cords and stuff, because the hall, believe it or not, is a big hall. It's a gymnasium. So electric outlets are not just right on the corner. So you need to put an extension cord there. As you enter, we will be providing a surprise for you. A surprise as in it could be an ice cream coupon or coupons from the local booths that will help you encourage as well. So be on we want you to make it special for you as well. So, and we also are constantly looking for sponsors. If you know a business that can help provide in-kind donations for 100+ participants, we're all open to the ideas and this stuff. We are looking to recognize top 5 booths. We will go more in detail about what those are, so you know how to prepare for that. Again, the goal should not be that your concept should itself be such that it helps you get into the criteria of the top 5 booths, but we will talk more about that. Another question came up in the chat. If your business have customer making things at the booth, would it be possible to hook 2 tables together? Again, as long as you're not going beyond your allocated space. If you think, we had a couple of booths last time and they had to purchase 2 booths to kind of get more space. So they had about 3 tables set up. So we had to, making it fair for everybody, we had to ask them to have a 2 application signed up to make space for everything. So as I mentioned, roughly speaking, you'll get about 8 by 6 feet area If you can handle that within that area, perfect. If not, I request you or suggest you to get another application in and put a note in, so that making sure that we know which application it needs to be combined together, and we can do that. How many of the items that we were selling, how many of the items that we're selling we have to bring? I'm guessing your question is how many. So again, depends on what you're selling, you know, and how much does it cost and how many things are you selling for. We roughly suggest have a goal in mind. Again, we will talk about that in the following slides. You know, if you have a goal of making $100 in profit, just keep it at that. Have some contingency, like 20% on top of that, and that should be your goal. We are expecting a lot of people, but doesn't necessarily mean everybody is going to buy from you. So, but just work off of your own goals and work backwards. Can they buy items to resell? No. Unfortunately, we discourage that. We request everybody to come up with their own product and service. What I have seen sometimes is you can get creative about that. You can buy stuff from dollar store, as an example, like the candles, people have decorated them, and that way you're making that product of your own and have that unique concept and style of your own, and putting a branding for yourself and having that as a product rather than, you know, selling as is. So we discourage that. So another question, can we use 2 4-feet table in a small L shape? Yes, as long as it fits, absolutely. And if it doesn't, you can purchase an additional area on the spot only. So the caveat there would be if there is availability. The way we have seen things are moving, we'll be probably at capacity in the next 2 weeks. So we are very, very close. We are almost 80% sold out. So we probably will be running out of capacity in the next 2 weeks. So if you rethink that and you want to still consider another space, reevaluate your situation, because we cannot guarantee that, Kyle, at the last minute. We'll try our level best to support you at the last minute, but we can't guarantee. I hope that helps. But if you think you're confident you can fit that in that one booth size area that you'll be allocated at, you're more than welcome to try it out. Okay. Again, I'm be more than happy to take more questions as we go along. And the pictures that we have used in this presentation are the actual pictures from the last booth. So if one thing in the application you have to sign up is, are you okay to sign off to be on media? I do want to bring everybody, especially the newbies, to attention. We request and invite a lot of media, Orlando Sentinel, Western News, Fox News, and folks. So if you think you are not comfortable speaking up, or you don't want your child to be in front of media, we have a no media place, but be aware that is on the corner of the area. So the amount of traffic could get controlled, but there is a no media area. Last time around, one of the parents suggested they wanted to be on non-media, but then they switched it on. It becomes very logistically very challenging for us to make those last minute changes. So when you're reviewing your application, make sure that when you select the media, you basically know what you're signing up for. We have a few applicants that have already requested for that. So we'll be reaching out to them separately, making sure they have signed up, and they are aware about the where they'll be allocated. But for any reason you have signed up as a new media in your application by accident, please reach out to us, and we can reconfirm and allocate your space accordingly. Another question is, can we change our item we want to sell, which is already mentioned during application? Absolutely. Ahan, you can, and but we do want you to, once you have formed up your business idea and concept, send out the update to us so that we can reflect it accurately in our maps and navigations, especially if you're changing your label or the brand or the title of your business. Let us know so that we can. The reason we ask that, we need about 2 weeks notice because things will go for printing, and that printout will have your booth name in it. So if you're changing your booth, you know, it's not going to be reflected in that printout. So please do reach out to us at least by July 10th so that we can make those adjustments. All right, what do you need to bring again? Signs, you know, you can have, we encourage each and every booth to have a flyer. You can use Canva, you can use Photoshop, you can use Word document to create the flyers. We want you to bring your table. We talked about that. Preference is 6 feet long, but if for some reason you have a bigger size table, let us know so we can make sure that it's usually typically either 6 feet or 8 feet. So again, you're all set because we are allocating 8 feet space to you. Request you to start thinking about how you're going to decorate your areas. Again, I'm giving you some ideas through the pictures. You can look at other booths, how they have been set up. Bring a lot of cash, lower denomination if preferred. People may have $10, $20 if you're selling things for $6 or $4. You need to have a change. Best tip I have received is parents, go check it out with banks. They'll be able to give you denomination for the lower, just keep it safe. You should bring your own area. Just put the box with your name so that you don't lose that box. And if you're accepting Zelle, Square, or PayPal, make sure that you have your QR codes there to make it easier for the customer to scan it using their phone. Another suggestion I request you, if you have a repetitive business, this is your time to advertise it. People may not buy it immediately, may think about it later. So be ready with if you are running a Etsy business or business online, have a visiting card ready so you can advertise and sell, you know, send it out to everybody. I've seen a lot of repeat customers coming through after the fact. They may not have the kind of amount of cash that you're asking for, so they may rethink and reevaluate and come back to you. So business cards, if you think you would want to have repeat customers. We are looking to bring back flyer competition back again. What that means is create your own flyer starting now through July 10th. Start advertising. We may revisit the July 10th timeline, but we'll have a judge who will be reviewing your flyers, and we will announce the best flyer on the spot. Another thing that we are bringing up is for the parents. Sorry, I'm drawing a little bit of blank here. We have a lot of blind donations that we'll be looking to give out, like an auction. So call it, it's a silent auction. So we'll be opening it up in another week or so to help encourage some fundraising and stuff. So again, just a note for the parents that they'll also be coming up, and the winners will be announced on the spot. This is very similar to what we did last time around. Another thing to bring up is plastic or paper shopping bags. A lot of people do not carry that, and it becomes very hard and challenging to carry it around. So just bring a lot of shopping bags, start saving it up for before giving it out for the booth. We are bringing our t-shirt this time. So we encourage everybody to wear your entrepreneur t-shirt. We want you to feel proud. We want you to feel noticed. And that's a pretty bright colored t-shirt that have a Kid Entrepreneur logo on the front and all our sponsors in the back. So if you haven't booked up or registered for your t-shirt, we'll be throwing in the link shortly so that you can purchase the t-shirts. Just a random note, June 30th is the last date to reserve your t-shirt for $7. After that, we will be pushing the price to $15 because most of the printouts will be gone. So just sharing, we are not making any money from that. It's just pure cost we are asking for. Let me see, there's some questions coming up. So what will be the categories for the best booth? I will go through that in a moment. If we were contacted by the audit team in regards to product for sale and have sent respond when, sorry, what is this question again, Holly? Can you elaborate on your question? About the audit team? Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yes, okay. I remember that. So yes, you're approved. Don't worry about it.
Okay, great.
I have a response drafted. We did not get the chance to work with our audit team and send that over to you. You're good. I remember your case. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Can you make your own? Yeah, no worries. Can we make your own t-shirts? Absolutely you can, but you won't be entitled in the booth competition, Piper, because the judges will be instructed to only judge the booth participants who are wearing the Kids Entrepreneur t-shirt from orlandobalvihar. Again, spread the word. That's the best you can do. Start working on your flyers already. Can I have a show of hands of how many people have already created a flyer? No? Okay. Now it's a good time, actually. Your summers have started. If you have a good idea about what you're making already, you're firmed up on the plans, don't wait long. Start getting the flyers out. Tag our Facebook pages. We will start also putting them in Instagram. So we'll tag you to double up your audience. Start doing that. That is how you're going to spread the word. All right. Okay. I know we have a lot to catch up on. So for those who haven't yet, oops, sorry. Let me see. I will drop the link. Oops, sorry. I can't just copy from here. I will drop the links shortly, but there's a t-shirt order form and a t-shirt payment link form. Thanks to Topgolf and Elevate, we were able to bring the price down significantly. So we are encouraging everybody to please, please, please purchase this. This will also be required to enter into the booth competition, like we mentioned. So again, the price is $7 till June 30th. After that, it's going to increase to $15 because of the printing prices. We are adding a little bit more buffer for those who have not made up the mind, but just so be very, very transparent. The printing price is pretty heavy. They are pretty backed up, and they have requested us to get the printing in sooner. A lot of you guys talked about or requested what kind of awards are we looking at. So we are looking for top 5 booths at the moment. Highest business potential, best presentation, most creative idea, unique concept, and most original idea. So we got a lot of things, and we are still looking to expand it to top 10. We are looking for sponsors. So if you know anybody who think can help provide in-kind donations to us and help increase and expand and scale up to 10, in my honest opinion, I would love to award every child, because every child's business is unique. I love what they're selling. I could actually award everybody, but we have a limited donation. So it all is donation based. So we'll just be starting with the 5. And if we are able to expand to more, we will. Sponsorships, as I mentioned, we're still looking for sponsorships. So if you know anybody in the business, in the area who can help sponsor, even if they don't have the in-kind donation, cash is welcome, gift cards are welcome. We'll be doing fundraising. So you basically, by donating to OBV, you're helping your community coming up with other events in the future. So we'll be announcing more events coming in fall. We are planning for a gala event in November. So be on a lookout for that. Again, it's going to be around Thanksgiving that we are planning for. More to come in that. So all of this is going to be utilized for the community itself. So if you have anybody that you are aware of, please encourage them to reach us out. We can be reached out on this particular email address, orlandobalvihar@gmail.com. Can you bring balloons to decorate? Absolutely. As long as it's in your space, absolutely. One thing, again, a disclaimer, want to mention, if you have unique concept, last time we had an ice cream shop bring their own trolley. We could not bring it in. They had to stand in the bright 100-degree weather to sell off their ice cream. If you have those kind of unique ways of selling, let us know in advance. There are some logistics stuff that we cannot take. For example, their cart could not even get into the booth or within the facility, even though it was a big door, their cart could not come in. So please do reach out. These unique concepts does happen a lot. If you have something like that, just let us know so that we can help you out in advance to avoid any last minute surprises. Let's talk about some basics. I know there are a lot of folks that are first-time business entrepreneurs here. First off, I really want to applaud you to taking the first step to sign up. But let's start thinking about, now that you have signed up, what business means. What is an advertising? What is entrepreneur? We keep talking about entrepreneurs. What is transaction? So business is a person or a group of people who create and sell product or services in order to make money. So you're going to be, actually, your goal is to make money on that day off. Let me share a story of my own son. The first time when we did this, we were in the peak pandemic. And his idea was to sell it to, he's really into video games. So he wanted to do a video game. He brought in a TV, wanted people to play it. He was just cost $2 to play the game. Unfortunately, he was in loss. He did not make any money. Why? Because he did not think about the audience. He was trying to sell it to the younger audience, but the younger audience were selling itself. So they were not the ones attending his booth. It was the parents or the adults. And they were not in the video games that he was actually making them play. So lesson learned for him, try to understand the audience. He now understands. Last year, he made close to $100 in profit. So it's big lesson learned. So even if for the first timers, don't caught up with that number, that even if you did not sell, that's okay. You learn from every exercise, you learn and grow. And that's what you need to be focusing on. And parents, it's basically from you as well. Have that conversation with your kiddo that, what is the goal that you're trying to make after this? This is the experience that counts. I'm glad that we are able to do this today. I wish this was a concept available back in the day when I was a kid. I would have been somewhere else. So please do encourage them to go through the experience and learn from it. And believe it or not, I encourage you to make it a regular exercise so that you'll see that they start challenging themselves automatically. Let's talk about advertising. What that really means is basically a way of bringing the audience awareness and attention to them, like what you're selling. There are some nice books, but you don't have to get into that. The basics of it is very, very clear. Make it very unique, colorful. Think about small toddlers. How do they get attracted? Use the colors that really attract people, right? Red, bright oranges, greens. When you're making that flyer of yours, make it appealing to people that can attract them to your booth. When you're decorating, organize yourselves in a way that it appeals to people that will draw the attention to your booth. There'll be hundreds of booths. So they could be, that's why I mentioned, they could be 2 or 3 booths selling the same thing, 3D printed stuff or boba teas and stuff. There could be multiple of them, but how you present yourself and how you draw the attention is what that matters. So advertising, organizing yourself, bringing your own style, balloons, absolutely do that. We won't be allowing you to print flyers and putting it in the front. You're more than welcome if you're a team of 2 to go around the room. If you are asking to sample folks, absolutely. For those who are selling food, we do require you to add disclaimers. People may have allergies, so please do add disclaimers if you have nuts or eggs or things that people can be allergic to. So please do add that. What is entrepreneur? A person who takes a risk of beginning and operating a new business. So think about it. Is this your hobby? How do you want to, nurture this going forward? Just don't, if you did this first time, great. And if you're repeating it and you're trying a new experiment, awesome. But if you want to just continue on this path and this journey of selling this, I highly recommend start thinking about making it a Etsy business. Start thinking about how I can sell it on Amazon going forward. Make it as a future goal for yourself, like a 3-year, 5-year goal. And how do you want to grow from there? Transaction is how do you deal with your money? There could be very many ways. Start thinking about some unique concept, like, are you okay to take check? I know people have started using Zelle or Venmo or Square or PayPal, but what if they don't have it? Do you have enough cash? What are the profit and losses? How are you going to track all these stuff? How do you know that how much cost did you make? So we will teach you a little bit right now, but start, exploring that at your own. Start working with your parents, start selling it to your parents, start exercising, start building their confidence. Okay, how I'm going to negotiate. If people are asking me a question, this is $5. Can it be sold for $4? Just have that negotiation with your parent. Think about a few more concepts. For example, I saw a lot of kids selling at a little bit of higher price. Not everybody. Some of the kids thought that it'll be good. But think about the mindset of your customer who's reaching out. There's a constant comparison that every customer goes through. Maybe not within the unique situation where you're selling, but they might be thinking about, if you, let's say, created a chocolate as an example, you're selling a chocolate for $2, but a bigger size chocolate, maybe a branded chocolate is available outside in the vendor for $1. Why would they buy yours? Yes, yours is handmade, absolutely, but is it good enough for them? Think about that. It has to be at par, at least lower price, to lure your customers to actually try things out. They're trying it for the first time. They haven't had the mutual trust or respect yet. You have not created a brand yet. So start lower. Yes, you have to kind of keep it at par to your cost. You have to make profit in account, but don't bump the price too much so that people don't end up buying. We want to make your business be successful. So think about those tips and ideas. So let me draw this. We talked about cost now. We talked about the transactions. So this is a sample. Again, hypothetical. Always take it with a grain of salt. Everybody has a unique concept, things that they're selling. So imagine your goal is $500. You want to create a revenue. Your expenses, start from that. What is your cost? You are paying $10 booth fee. You are putting towards material cost. You are having to, print out supplies or marketing material that you're printing on. Let's say $10. And $10, you took a loan from your parents. All of that adds up to $100. So $100 is your expense. Please make a note. Please pay back your parents at the end, if you're making a profit. That's my number one goal. I tell every kid to do, thank your parent for giving them the opportunity. Also return the cash or loan that you draw from them. And then think about, this is my goal. I want to sell 100 items at $5 each, and I want to make a revenue of $500. So in the end, how much did you make? $400, right? That's the kind of goal you need to start thinking about. And I mean, this is just a concept and a hypothetical thing. If you want to just move these numbers around, feel free to do so. So I know I said a lot. Any questions about all of this? Have anybody done this exercise already? Do you have a goal in mind about how much you're going to make? No? Nobody wants to share? It's okay. I know you're in the beginning stages, but eventually I do encourage you to start thinking about this to help come up with those ideas. Now, I mentioned this in the first go. Please don't stress. It has to be fun. Fun for you, fun for your family. I know a lot of kids are just squeezing in the last minute. Oh, I didn't get it done. This is your time. You have a lot of runway to start brainstorming the ideas. If you're struggling with ideas, reach out. We also can share some ideas about what could be unique. We can give you some list. We'll be pushing that out shortly in the Facebook as well. What can you create from your own hands? Think about people have drawing skills, you have sketching skills. You can make, gift cards or cards, holiday cards. You can create something candles related. You can actually, if you're good with baking, you can do some baking stuff. You can make candies by yourself. You can crochet stuff. By all means, do that. Is there already a craft project that I like to do? Think from that perspective. Go back to basics. Go back to your own passion. What makes me happy in the end? Do I like to paint? I like to draw. I'm a creative person. That's why I keep doing that. Am I good at math? What kind of 3D stuff can I make? Think about that. Library has a good list of, online classes also. So go through those if that helps you. Some people do. If you haven't done it, another good, unique idea could be, go outside, how the leaves are, dry it on your book, and you can frame it and sell it. Again, a lot of different concepts. Remember, this should be fun and enjoyable. You should be having fun when making your products. You should be having fun when selling them. Don't stress out and don't stress your parents. That's not what this is about. If that's what's happening, you should reach out to us. We can help support you out. Can I sell my product for more than it costs me to make? Think about those numbers that I mentioned about. And finally, imagine the joint responsibility of having a little extra spending money as a result. If you made $400, think about how you're going to use that. Are you going to treat yourself, treat your parents, your sibling, or save it out for your next future Kids Biz Fair because you need money to put down through the expenses? Again, start planning that. I see another question coming up. When we get there, will it be all in different rooms? Kyle, no, this is going to be a big hall where everybody will be in just one big hall. So it's a gymnasium of a school. So imagine where it's a big hallway where we'll be allocating space for people. So it's all going to be in one space. All right, marketing ideas. Think about some unique selling point that's called USP. How you're going to be making your own brand. Think about your own brand name. How you're going to highlight that. Think about your brand name as in so people can remember it. Oh, I remember this person selling me this. So when they come back to your booth next year, they'll remember, I need to go to maybe Piper's booth because she was selling me something really great with the balloons. Start thinking about how can you, have a deals. Some people had spin deals. Barter system we talked about. Barter system is something you can exchange without causing any money in between transaction. No money is involved. So basically you give some, you take some. It's just a product or service exchange. And that's how, believe it or not, how our ancestors used to do it. What you can't do. I know we get a lot of FAQs about, can I put stuff on the walls if I'm next to it? sorry, this is a school. We won't get, we get punted about that. So please do not put any tapes. Please do not put any kind of glue on the walls. Nothing is allowed on the walls. At this point, we are not taking any electricity. If you have already applied for it, didn't hear back from us, or maybe hearing back from us on the approval, we are not allowing any electricity anymore. Don't bring any audio system for yourself. No audio, no songs, and sounds are allowed. Imagine the big hall, which kind of has an echo, and everybody's playing song. It's going to be very, very annoying for your customers. So please, no audio system allowed. No shouting or screaming. We request everybody to be at their best behavior. Think about, you are going to be entrepreneurs. You're presenting your brand. So be at your professional behaviors. Is there a PA speaker system where they can make general announcements about special flash sales? Absolutely. One caveat there. We do have a PA system. At the top of the hour, we bring kids to have their deals announced. We encourage row by row, everybody start thinking about your deals so that we can invite you and have you announce your flash deal sale at that booth number or XYZ booth number. The current hall is pretty huge, so the audio echoes quite a bit. So this was a feedback. So some folks who were sitting really in the back could not hear us properly because of the echo. So we are actually, our nonprofit has purchased a better audio system to help with that. But we were not allowed to test it out in the school yet. So it's going to be very last minute to see how that plays out. I'm being very, very transparent here. We're trying our best to make it as audible as possible. But that's going to be something that we'll find out last minute. But we do have an audio system. Not sure how that's going to play out though. How will 8 by 6 foot area be determined? Will there be a tent or masking tape on the floor? Then gym floor, should we bring our own tent if needed? No tent. It's an indoor place. We'll have a masking tape with your booth number there. We request each one of you to remove that masking tape when you have your booth already. It's going to be something we'll give you all the details as we come forward with that list of, map out all the different booths. Awesome. Great questions, guys. Okay. Need ideas? Oh, sorry. Think about what you like to shop. Go shop around with your mommy and daddy. Go to a flea market as an example. You'll, believe it or not, you'll get a lot of different ideas. What are you going to sell? If you haven't made up your mind, think about, are you going to sell service or a product? Yes, those are two different things. Start thinking about, exploring what those two may mean. Services, that what you can provide, maybe by selling food and stuff. Product is something much more concrete and tangible that you sell, and you basically buy that. Again, practice at home. Check in with your friends. Set up a stall in your area in summer, like a lemonade stand, and start selling. They'll help you understand and get your experience how to sell it out. Believe it or not, it's hard selling it out such hot weather with lemonade, but you'll get an experience too. So start doing that if your time allows. Get creative to market your product. We are suggesting it again and again. Create your flyers, put it on the Facebook pages and social media pages over and over, but you'll also be awarded for the best flyers as well. For the girls CEOs, something we are doing special. We want you to get recognized. So please note this website. We encourage you to get registered for the startup squad, where you'll be in the spotlight. If you get selected, they'll give you some prizes as well. So all the girl CEOs up there, we want to make you feel motivated as well. So please sign up there. This is one of our partner website who helps encourage and motivate all the girl CEOs. All right, I'm going to open it up. Long shot here, but we are almost at time. So opening it up for any other questions you all may have. And feel free to come off of your video, come out on the video so that I know who I'm talking to. Are you all excited about it? Yes. Kyle, what are you selling? Have you made up your mind yet? I can't hear you, Kyle. It's okay if you're having trouble with your audio system. Piper, have you made up your mind yet? Awesome. You're selling with your brother, right? He has a different stall, I think.
Me and my brother are gonna share a stall, and he's gonna be selling his spin tops, and I'm gonna be selling my bracelets.
Hey, wonderful. Nice. Ahan, great that you're excited. Cool. So what are you going to do next? Did you learn something new that you probably did not know yet about the boots? Are you going to do something different? No? Great. Great to see you all. Well, thank you all. If no questions, we can probably wrap up. And again, this is just the first step. Just pat on your back for taking the first step in becoming the child entrepreneur. You should be so proud of yourself. We are very proud to have this opportunity, bring this to you and your family, and we can't wait to see what you're going to be bringing and selling on the July 29th at Milby Middle School. If you have any questions or follow-ups, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help. We want to make this journey a very happy and very successful journey for you. Again, if you are interested in volunteering, just reach out to us. We'll be looking for help. This is all volunteer-based, believe it or not. So if there's any capacity you can help us out with, being a sponsor, being there for us to help us out on the day of or the day before, because we'll be setting up those booths and registration. So we'll be looking for a lot of help. So if you're interested, let us know. Thank you all. Have a great summer and be on a lookout for more emails from us. I hope it's not too much with all those lengthy emails, but we want to keep you informed and prepared as much as possible. I know as a parent, I like those things that I know how to be preparing my child and my kiddo in advance. But if it's too much, we're open to feedback. Again, thank you all and have a great summer. Take care all. Bye-bye.